Good morning students. Today I am going to explain about Living World Part 5. Okay. Living World Part 5 lesson, as the title slide indicates, we are going to discuss about detailing the bacterial cell. Okay. So the bacterial cell abdinave, these are all the parts which is present in the bacteria. Okay. You know that bacteria is a prokaryotic, unicellular prokaryotic organisms. Right. So it is a unicellular prokaryotic organism and it does not contain any other proper defined nucleus. Okay, idhila vandu proper ana defined nucleus we don't have, and also it does not contains any mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, endoplasmic reticulum. You could not appreciate these kind of structures. Instead of that, you will be getting a cell wall, capsule, DNA nucleoid, DNA in the form of nuclei, that is the DNA is there, but DNA is not covered by the nuclear membrane properly. Okay, and plasma membranes and mesosomes, ribosomes, cytosomes, bacterial flagella, phyla, these kind of the structures we are going to learn today. Okay, next I am coming to the general characteristics of bacteria. It is a prokaryotic bacteria. You know that already what is a prokaryotic meaning, right? And unicellular, it is a unicellular, it consisting of only one cell, it consisting of only one cell in their body. Okay, and it is ubiquitous microscopic organism. We cannot see through the naked eye. We want a microscope apparatus to view or to observe these kind of bacteria. Okay, who discovered this bacteria? Yes, he is a scientist, name is Anton von Leeuwenhoek, whose name is again Anton von Leeuwenhoek. In the year of 1676 is animalcules. He said it is something like animals which is presenting in the microscope அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறார். ஓகே, ஸோ எடுத்தோடனே அவர் பார்க்கறதுக்கு ஒரு குட்டி குட்டி அனிமல்ஸ் வந்து மைக்ரோஸ்கோப்பில் இருக்குது அப்படின்றத he said. அதை வந்து மைக்ரோ ஆர்கானிசம்ஸ்ன்னு சொல்லலை. he said it is a animalcules in the year of 1676, 16th century. ஸோ அதில் என்ன சொல்கிறாரு அப்படின்னா, it has the lack of nuclear membrane and membrane bound organelles. Membrane bound organellesனா there is no, we have seen in the, like we saw in the title slide பார்த்த மாதிரி அங்கே எந்த ஒரு மைட்டோகாண்ட்ரியா, endoplasmic reticulum or these kind of endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, அந்த மாதிரி எதுவுமே கிடையாது, right? So that's why they are telling here no membrane bound organelles and there is no nuclear membrane which is surrounding the nucleoid. Okay, so it is called nucleoid. Why it is called nucleoid? There is no nuclear membrane which is properly surrounding the DNA. And what is the genophore and incipient nucleus? Incipient nucleus is not covered by the nuclear membrane. Okay, then cell wall is made by the polysaccharide and proteins. Cell wall of the bacteria, if you see that, it is made up of full of the polysaccharides and protein only, and it is reproduced by binary fission and endospore formation. Yes, how it is reproduced? How the one bacterium is become 100 bacterium? With the help of, that is with the help of the binary fission, endospore formation. And there is in sexual these are all this endospore formation, binary fission, or the asexual reproduction. If you are taking a sexual reproduction, it is transformation, conjugation, transduction. These are all the sexual reproduction takes place by the bacteria. If you are taking the structure of the bacteria, the essential structure and particular structure is there. What is called essential structure? These structures should be there in the bacteria. These are all the essential, so that I am mentioning under the essential structure like cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm, nuclear material. Okay, and particular structure is particular structure which is present only in the bacteria. You cannot appreciate in any other living organisms. Like example, capsule, flagella, phyla, spore. If you see, this blue part is cytoplasm and this green part is plasma membrane. Plasma membrane is overloaded by, that is covered by cell wall. Cell wall is covered by thick capsule. If you are seeing the structures in the cytoplasm, that is ribosomes, plasmids and phyla. The long projection which is coming from the bacterial flagellum is called bacteria flagella, and these red color structures is called nucleoid or the circular DNA. This is again title slide only. Next, bacterial shape you should know. Bacteria will be always in the 4 types in the shape. One is a circle shape, another one is in the rod shape, another one is in the spiral shape. One more shape is missing here, that is comma shaped. We are using comma in while writing the sentences. Okay, The comma-shaped bacterium example is Vibrio cholerae. Rod-shaped bacterium is example is a Bacillus anthracis. Circle-shaped bacteria is example is Staphylococcus. If the circle-shaped bacteria which is present in the chain, it is called Streptococci. If the circle-shaped bacteria which is present in the groups like bunches of grapes, it is look like that, it is called as Staphylococcus. Okay, and the bacteria somewhat in the spiral in shape is called as spiral bacteria. Example, Spirillum. So circle means cocci, rod means bacilli. If the circle is present in the chain form, that is called streptococci. If the circle is in a bunch of grapes like look like that, it is called staphylococci, and spiral shape is called spirillum, and comma shaped is called Vibrio cholerae. Okay, again the coccus, if the coccus circular shaped bacteria in the single, it is called cocci. If it is in the pair, it is called diplococci. If it is in the chain form, it is called streptococci. If it is in the group, it is called staphylococci. If it is in the 18 number Sorcinae, if it is in the 4 in number, it is called tetrad. I am coming to the parts which is necessary for the bacterium. First I am going to explain about cell wall. Cell wall is a rigid granular, gives a protection shape to the cell. The shell should be in the either in the rod form, that just we now the previous slide I showed you, right? What is the rod, what circular? So that circle shape of the bacteria or the rod shape of the bacteria which is only protected by, which is protection, and the shape is given only by the cell wall of the bacterium, and it is made by the peptidoglycan layer and mucopeptide. Okay, so cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan and mucopeptide. Definitely they will be asked you in the 1 mark in the base of choose the best answer. So you should write that is NAM and NAG. What is the NAM and NAG? N-acetyl muramic acid and N-acetyl glucosamine. N-acetyl muramic acid is there and N-acetyl glucamine is there. So these two are the mucopeptide that is responsible along with the peptidoglycan to making the cell wall. Porin is abundant. If you are taking the cell wall of the bacteria, porin is abundant. Porin is nothing but it is a channel. It is a pathway to enter into the fluid or the substances which is entered into the cells or to coming out from the cells, through which only all is coming, getting inside or getting outside. Next is plasma membrane. So plasma membrane, and it is made up of a lipoprotein, regulates the entry and exits of small molecules and ion. So plasma membrane which is present next to the cell wall is called plasma membrane, which is made by the lipoprotein which regulates the entry and exit of the small molecules and ions. If you are taking a cytoplasm, the cytoplasm is a thick and semi-transparent. So thick and semi-transparent, if you are taking a gel like gel liquids, if you are taking a gel or liquid, something like how it will be look like, it's somewhat it is a semi-solid in nature, right? So if you are taking as the school children's, very kids or will be very love to eat that skippies or the jellies, right? So if you are taking the jelly, it will be semi-solid in structure, right? So in that consistency, the cytoplasm is there, and it is a semi-transparent, meaning as if you are taking the jelly, you can appreciate the opposite side to the jelly through the jelly. Okay, so that is called semi-transparent. Okay, பார்க்கிறதுக்கு கண்ணாடி மாதிரி இருக்கும், right? That is transparent. கொஞ்சம் தெரியும் கொஞ்சம் தெரியாது, that is semi transparent. Okay, next what is there in the cytoplasm? As we saw in the diagram, it's consisting of ribosomes and cytoplasmic inclusion. Cytoplasmic inclusion meaning is glycogen body, poly B hydroxybutyrate, sulfur granules and gas vesicles. These are all the main important things which are all storing the food substances which is necessary for the bacteria. Next I am coming to the bacterial chromosome, that is bacterial DNA. The bacterial chromosome consisting of single circular DNA, or it is also called nucleoid or the genopore. And in E. coli, 1 millimeter of the DNA is length. If you are taking Escherichia coli is a bacterium, its name is Escherichia coli. Its bacterial DNA is 1 millimeter of the DNA length. At a point attached to the plasma membrane, believed that in the separation of two chromosomes after the replication. The thing is that at a point attached to the plasma membrane, if you are taking the diagram, if you are taking this diagram, in this place you can appreciate the DNA which is present at the attached at one end. Yes, if you see, so this is the bacterial DNA. You see here, it is going to attack here, but in this picture is not well clearly, but it has to attach here. It should attach here, right? So that it is used for the separation of the bacterium. Okay. It is used to separate the bacterium from one to another, so that it is attached with the plasma membrane. So after the replication means one bacteria has become two bacteria. That is, DNA copy of the bacteria is copied into one type is called, two type is called the replication. At a point attached to the plasma membrane, believed that in separation of two chromosomes after a replication process நடந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் it is believed that two chromosome அது வந்து copy ஆகுது அப்படின்னு. Next, plasmid. Plasmid is also called extrachromosomal double-stranded DNA. If you are taking a chromosome of the DNA and the bacteria is there, along with that there is a circular shape DNA is there. So that is called extrachromosomal. It is presenting outside to the chromosome is called extra. Along with the chromosomes, there is one more DNA is there, that is called extrachromosomal DNA. It is present externally to the chromosome, and extra it is present, so that it is called extrachromosomal DNA. And the genes of the antibiotic, it consisting, if you are taking the plasmid DNA, it consisting of gene of antibiotic resistant and heavy metal. So for this point you will be I'll be explaining in the, you will be understand in the next year, but you should know genes which is responsible for the antibiotic resistant and heavy metals. Okay. And bacteriocin toxin production, which is not in the bacterial chromosomes. Okay. And 1 to 500 kilo base pair contribution on the 0.5 to 5% of the total DNA. Number of plasmids is varies based on the function of the sum of the F fertility, that is fertility factor, resistance genes and colicin genes, and RI, that is resistance genes, as well as the TI plasmids. Based on that, the number of the plasmid will be vary. Okay. So the number of the plasmid inside the bacteria will be based on their function. Whether they involved in the fertility factor, their number of plasmid will be vary. If it is involved in the resistance, its number of plasmid will be vary. So depending upon these only functions only, the plasmid number will be dependent. Okay. Next, I am coming to the mesosomes. If you are taking a mesosomes, it is infoldings of the plasma membrane in the form of vesicles, tubules, or the lamellae. If you are taking this diagram, you see, you can appreciate something like, yeah, this plasma membrane, this is plasma membrane, right? This is cell wall, this yellow color is cell wall, this is a capsule. If you are taking this plasma membrane, it will be it is just infolded in the form of tubulae or in the form of vesicles, that is called mesosome. So this is the structure of one more structure of the bacteria, and it is very important. Okay. So this is in the vesicle form or the tubular form or the lamellae form, whatever it is infolding along with the plasma membrane is called the mesosomes. Clumped together, increase in their surface area, respiration, and binary fission. Okay. So these mesosome main role is to increase the surface area, respiration, and binary fission. Binary fission and respiration, all those things are essentials. Okay. So this is essential for the binary fission and also for the breathing purpose, and also for increases the surface area. So if you are taking the polysomes or the polyribosomes, it's very, very important component you should know about the bacteria. Not only the bacteria, in the all eukaryotic, prokaryotic organism, you should know about the ribosomes. What is called ribosomes? It's also known as polyribosomes. In the last lesson of the first volume, you will be having a detail of this lesson, but you should know about now. It is 10,000 to 15,000 in the unit. Okay. 10,000 to 15,000 in the unit, that is 50s and 30s. 70s வந்து split up பண்ண 30 and 14 தான் வரணும். பட் இங்கே வந்து 50s 30s subunit. Yes, meaning as 50s 30s means 50 subunit and 30 subunit. And main very important of the ribosomes is a protein synthesis. It's a place for synthesis of the protein, which is necessary for our body and bacteria also. and ribosomes is held together by the mRNA called polysomes. Okay. Next I am coming to the flagella. This is very important question for you. Definitely they will be asking in the 3 marks. Okay. So there are different type of flagella is there. What is a flagella? Bacteria. Some bacteria is movable. Some bacteria is cannot movable. So some bacteria are motile. I explained you what is a motile or the non-motile. I explained you in the online class itself, right? Locomotion meaning is same motile meaning only. That is, it is an organ of locomotion means it's an organ of helping for the movement of the body. Some bacteria will not move because it does not have any flagella in their body is called atrichous. If the flagella is present at the one end of the bacteria is called monotrichous. If the flagella is present at the both end is called amphitrichous, and the flagella is present at the overall the body of the bacterium is called peritrichous, and flagella is present at the tuft of flagella, that is group of flagella is present at the both of the end is called as cephalotrichous. And if you are taking the bacteria which is flagella which is present at the one end of the bacteria is called the lophotrichous. So if you are taking this flagella as just hair like appendages, that's if you are taking this flagella which is look like our hair, okay, it's a hair like appendages present at the body. Okay, so it is atrichous, monotrichous, amphitrichous, peritrichous, cephalotrichous, lophotrichous. Okay. And phylae also hair-like appendages on the surface of the cell wall only. You should know, you may ask the question, what is the difference between the phylae or the fimbriae to the flagella? Both are the hair-like appendages only, but phylae or the fimbriae, its function is to attach on the host. Okay, so you know that corona is causing a disease to us. You know that it is a very dangerous killer. It's a killer virus, right? But likewise, the bacteria also causes some infection to the bacteria. How it is entered into the bacteria? By it is just attached on our body with the help of this phylae fimbriae only. But flagella, if you are taking, it is help for the main thing for the movement of the bacterium. And the size of the phylae or the fimbriae is 0.22 or 20 micrometer and 0.025 micrometer in their diameter, and their width I am telling. Special type phylae is conjugation sex phylae also present. So some type of the phylae is called sex phylae, which is help in the sexual reproduction in the bacteria. Phylae's main role is to attach on the host only, but some phylae's name is called sex phylae. This helps in the conjugation process, that is sexual reproduction of bacteria. Next, the respiration in the bacteria. You should know how the bacteria get breathing. Okay, I explained you in the online class itself what is aerobic respiration, what is anaerobic respiration, what is facultative respiration. So if the organism which needs oxygen for their growth is called aerobic respiration. Okay, that requires oxygen for the growth as the terminal acceptors. It need oxygen for their growth. Example, Streptococcus. If you are taking this kind of bacteria, Streptococcus pneumoniae, Streptococcus species will always causes the throat infection for us. Yes, ஏன்னா நம்ம த்ரோட்டில் வந்து நமக்கு என்ன இருக்கும், த்ரோட்டில் இருந்து தான் ட்ரக்கியாக ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகும், அங்கே தான் நம்மளோட மூச்சுக்குழாய் இருக்குது. ஓகே, ஸோ தட் அங்கே ஏர் பேசேஜஸ் நிறைய இருக்கிறதுனால இட் இஸ் கேன் டெபாசிட் தேர் அண்ட் இட் கேன் க்ரோ நைஸ்லி அண்ட் இட் காசஸ் த இன்ஃபெக்ஷன் டு அஸ், தட் இஸ் த்ரோட்டு புண்ணாயிடுது இல்லையா. ஸோ த பேக்டீரியா கேன் ஏபிள் டு சர்வைவ் இன் தட் பிளேஸ் ஆஃப் அவர் பாடி, ஸோ தட் இட் இஸ் கால்டு aerobic respiration. Example is Streptococcus. Obligate aerobic. Obligate meaning is write it down, strict aerobe. It is a strict. It need always oxygen for their growth. Example, Micrococcus. An anaerobic example, it does not need oxygen for their growth and metabolism. It does not need oxygen for their growth and metabolism, so it is called anaerobic organisms. Okay, it obtain how it is getting energy, oxygen pona the energy kadikum, but how it is getting energy, it is getting the energy through the fermentation reaction, that is Clostridium. Next, facultative anaerobe. It needed just a small tension, small percentage of oxygen is there, it can nicely, it will grow. So that is called facultative anaerobe. Facultative means liberally, very minute amount of oxygen is enough for their growth. But if you are taking an obligate aerobe, it strictly need the oxygen for their growth. Okay, E. coli in the abdominal abscess. Example, suppose the E. coli bacteria, if you are taking, it causes the infection in our small intestine and large intestine, and it causes the pus collection. It causes the pus collection and pus collection in our abdomen. Our abdomen will not have any oxygen. In that particular situation, this bacteria will grow, so that it is called facultative anaerobic organisms. So very low oxygen is present in our intestine, so that these kind of bacteria will grow and causes the infection. Capnophilic bacteria means capno means carbon dioxide, philic means lover. So these kind of bacteria will always loves to grow in the carbon dioxide presences. Example, Campylobacter. This bacteria will grow wherever the carbon dioxide is, that is CO2 is present, it will be nicely growing. And nutrition of the bacteria. Okay, if you are taking the nutrition of the bacteria, autotrophic bacteria and heterotrophic bacteria, mainly two type is there. Autotrophic bacteria means you know that plant can synthesize their own food, right? Likewise, the heterotrophic bacteria, it is depending on some other else, bacteria which is depend on the some other else, that is parasite, saprophyte and parasite, saprophyte is there, symbiotic. Okay, so symbiotic is missing here because this picture is hiding that, alright. Autotrophic bacteria means the autotrophic bacteria which synthesize their own food. Yes, this autotrophic bacteria again again it consisting of photoautotropic is there and photoautotropic is there and photoautotropic bacteria is there. Photoautotropic bacteria uses the sunlight to synthesize the food. This photoautotropic bacteria consisting of one type, that is photolithotrophs. Photolithotrophs means here the hydrogen donor as an inorganic substances. If you are seeing any photolithotrophs, that is uses their hydrogen donor is inorganic substances. If you are taking a photoorganotrophs, its organic acid or alcohol is used as an hydrogen donor for the food. So this is photolithotrophs consisting of the hydrogen donor is hydrogen sulfide and bacterioviridin chlorobium, and purple sulfur bacteria, hydrogen sulfide is a bacteria. Next, Gram staining technique, it is also called differential staining. It is also called differential staining. Why it is called differential staining? I already told you. If the bacteria which appears in the purple color, that is gram positive bacteria. If the bacteria which appears in the red color, that is a gram negative bacteria. 4-dye will be, this is a technique which is used to observe the microscope, which is used to observe the bacteria under the microscope. So if you are taking a slide, that making a smear of your bacteria, that is yes, you can make a thin film of smear na enna appadina oru like இப்போ என்ன சொல்கிறது அப்படின்னா ஒரு பாக்டீரியா இருக்குது அப்படின்னா ஒரு பாக்டீரியா ஒரு லிக்விடில் இருக்குது அப்படின்னா அந்த லிக்விடில் ஒரே ஒரு ட்ராப் எடுத்து ஸ்லைடில் வந்து நீ வந்து அதை ஸ்மியர் பண்ணணும். எப்படி ஸ்மியர் பண்ணுறது அப்படின்னா அதை வந்து லைட்டாக சர்க்கிள் பண்ணணும். ஸ்லைடு பார்த்துருப்பீங்க இல்லை, கிளாஸ் ஸ்லைடு, அதில் வந்து லைட்டாக சர்க்கிள் பண்ணணும். ஓகே, அதுக்கப்புறம் ஒரு தின்னாக ஒரே ஒரு ட்ராப், வெரி ஸ்மால் ட்ராப், யூ ஹேவ் டு கீப் இட் ஆன் த ஸ்லைட் அண்ட் யூ ஹேவ் டு மேக் இட் அ ஸ்ப்ரெட் பண்ணதை கொஞ்சம் நேரம் ட்ரை பண்ணணும் அப்படியே ஏரில். அதுக்கப்புறம் வி ஹாவ் டு பாஸ் இட் த்ரூ இந்த ஃப்ளேம் இருக்கு இல்லையா, புன்சன் ஃப்ளேம், அதில் பாஸ் பண்ணணும் ஒரு 4 வாட்டி. ஸோ பாஸ் பண்ணதுக்கப்புறம் என்ன ஆகும் அப்படின்னா கிறிஸ்டல் வயலட் ஸ்டெயினிங் இஸ் ஃபார் 1 minute. 1 நிமிஷம் கிறிஸ்டல் வயலட் ஸ்டெயின் ஆட் பண்ணி 1 minute யூ ஹாவ் டு வெயிட். After that, wash with the water, rinse with the water for 2 seconds. Next, you have to add iodine solution treatment. Iodine solution treatment add பண்ணி திருப்பி iodine solution போட்டு 1 minute வெயிட் பண்ணி திருப்பி water rinse பண்ணணும். Next, bacteria appear in the deep purple color. First நீ crystal violet போட்டனால violet color இருக்கும். Next, iodine போட்டதுக்கப்புறம் it is turned as a black color மாதிரி இருக்கும். 95% of the ethyl alcohol add பண்ணி 30 seconds. After that you have to, it is alcohol, right? So அதனால it is used for to remove the extra colors. Okay, இப்படி okay. Next வந்து grams iodine, that is counterstein add பண்ணும். So இப்போ இங்கே என்ன ஆகுது அப்படின்னா when you are adding a 95% of the ethanol, it is decolorizes the stains, that is that black stains, that is iodine, and the violet stain is removed from the gram negative bacteria. Only gram positive bacteria carries this violet color. So now the colorless of this gram negative bacteria, in the next step we are going to add the saffronin dye for 1 minute. Then it is become a red in color, so that our gram negative bacteria appear in the pink color. Our gram positive bacteria always appears in the purple color, because when we are giving a decolorizer, அதாவது டீகலரைசர்னா ஆல்கஹாலோ அசிட்டோனோ போட்டோம்னா இந்த செல்ஸ் பாக்டீரியல் செல்ஸ் எடுத்துக்கிட்ட கலரை இட் இஸ் கிவன் அப், வெளியே கொடுத்துரும். ஓகே, அது வந்து இன் கேஸ் ஆஃப் த பாக்டீரியா, கிராம் பாசிட்டிவ் பாக்டீரியாவில் அது வந்து நம்ம நடக்காது, பிகாஸ் த செல் இஸ் டேக்கன் இன்சைட் த செல் நைஸ்லி. so it does not leave the color. And also crystal violet எடுத்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் grams iodine போட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் this crystal violet get fixed with the bacterial cell with the help of the iodine, that is crystal violet iodine complex வந்து செல்குள்ள ஃபார்ம் ஆயிடுறதுனால it is difficult to coming out. But if you are taking gram negative bacteria, it is easily leaves the color when we are adding a 95% of ethanol or the acetone. Okay, then in the next step and the consequence, the next step we are adding a safranin, that is a red color dye, so it is appears in the red in color. So when you are adding a crystal violet, look here, all will be in the purple color. When you are adding iodine, it is somewhat turned in the black in color. When you are adding alcohol, so the gram negative bacteria leaves their color colorless. Okay, the gram positive bacteria will be appear in the purple in color. If you are taking a safranin dye, the red color dye will be taken up by gram negative bacteria. The purple color is taken by gram positive bacteria. So this is the microscopic appearance of the gram positive bacteria and gram negative bacteria. இது வந்து இந்த பாக்டீரியாவை தனியாக எடுத்து சிம்பிள் ஸ்டெயின் பண்ணி ஒரே ஸ்டெயின் மட்டும் யூஸ் பண்ண இந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும். இந்த பாக்டீரியாவை யூஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம பண்ணால் எப்படி இருக்கும். ஓகே, next I am coming to the characteristics and gram positive and gram negative bacteria. So so if you are taking this gram positive bacteria, gram negative bacteria, differences is there. Cell wall of this is 0.015 to 0.02 micrometer. If you are taking the gram negative bacteria, 0.0075 to 0.012 micrometer. So this bacteria cell wall is more thick when compared to this bacteria, gram negative bacteria. Rigidity of the cell wall is it consisting of more peptidoglycan layer, but it consisting of lipoprotein and polysaccharide. peptidoglycan நிறைய இருக்கிறதுனால தான் இதில் வந்து நிறைய crystal violet dye எடுத்துக்குது அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. ஓகே, next chemical composition, peptide is 80%, polysaccharide is 20%, teichoic acid is there. Teichoic acid is a very very important component of the bacteria, gram positive bacteria, that they will be asking you in the 1 marks also. But instead of that, if you are taking a gram negative bacteria having only 3 to 12% of their peptide is there, but polysaccharide with teichoic acid is does not present in the gram negative bacteria. Teichoic acid பதிலா வேற என்ன இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா lipoprotein and polysaccharide will be there. Outer membrane, if you are taking outer membrane, that is absent in the gram positive bacteria, but outer membrane is present in the gram negative bacteria. And the gram negative bacteria and periplasmic space absent in the gram positive bacteria, it is present in the gram negative bacteria. Penicillin is highly susceptible. If we are giving a penicillin medicine to this bacteria, this gram positive bacteria definitely will die, so that it is called highly susceptible. If it is a low susceptible, means the gram negative bacteria will not easily die by this penicillin antibiotic, that is penicillin medicine. The flagella is contains 2 basal bodies. This gram negative bacteria contains 4 basal bodies. And next I am coming to the reproduction in the bacteria, that is asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is very important, that I will explain you in the upcoming videos. Today I will explain you the asexual reproduction, which is very simple and easy. If you are taking, this is the asexual reproduction of the bacteria. This one bacterium is this is the one bacterium consisting of DNA. There is the separation takes place in between the plasma membrane and cell wall of the bacteria. It takes place, and nucleus also divided in between the cytoplasm. In between the one cytoplasm, there is the inclusion takes place in between the one cell. This thin separation of the cell in between the cytoplasm, it's making as a 2 cell. These 2 cells is called daughter cells. Okay. This is a binary fission. The one cell is become a 2 cell. The 2 cell is become a 4. 4 is become a 8. 8 is become a 32. 8 is become a 16. 16 is become a 32. So these kind of the asexual reproduction is followed in the bacteria. And one more reproduction is endospore formation. By forming of endospore formation during the unfavorable condition, under a favorable condition, the cell divided into 2 daughter cells. Okay, first the nuclear material get divided, and it is followed by the cytoplasmic and the median constriction takes place. So இது என்ன அப்படின்னா median constriction and the new DNA is separated as a 2, but வந்து இந்த cytoplasm ஒன்று தான் இருக்குது, பட் அதுங்களுக்குள்ள ஒரு median constriction வந்து it become as in the 2 cells. Okay, So this is a binary fission mode of the separated into 2 cell. 2 cell is become 4, 4 is become a 16, 8 is become a 16, 16 is become a 32. Endosperm formation during unfavorable condition. Or unfavorable condition, if you are keeping a bacteria in the high temperature, if you are keeping the bacteria in the low temperature, if you are keeping a bacteria in the high salinity or the high pH, what will be happen? The bacteria will produce the capacity to produce the endospore. That is example of the some bacterium producing the endospore: Bacillus megatherium, Bacillus speraceus, and Clostridium tetani. The endospore is a thick walled resting spore. During the favorable condition, they germinate to form the bacteria. So, நம்ம ஒரு highly environment, that is highly extreme condition நம்ம வந்து வைக்கும்போது it is become, this bacteria has become making a thick hard wall is formed. Okay, when the environment is become a normal condition, அதாவது normal condition, and that at that time the bacteria will be germinate from this wall of the endospore. So it is formed during the unfavorable condition. This is formed, this sexual reproduction is takes place, that is the binary fission is takes place in the normal favorable condition. Okay, I hope you all understand about this video. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you.